To put together franchises is a tricky business. The word franchise itself is, again, based on a capitalist model. And because we're dealing with something that is not, you can't put this in a box, because this is a living, breathing, human philosophy of humanness that breathes our soul and our spirit through it, right? So it's very difficult to put this in a box. What we have are some guidelines, some cornerstones, and say, right, we need a community that is united. We need community projects that help to unite the people. We need the platform of electricity. And whether we like it or not, it has become very evident to me over this 10-year, 11-year period of putting this together and trying to figure this out. It has become very clear now that electricity has been used as a tool of division and a tool of control. And we can turn that around very quickly by using a supply of electricity to our towns and communities as a tool of unification, where everybody gets free electricity equally. So the model for this is really based on a few cornerstones that will be very unique for every community, no matter where you are, because different countries, different provinces, different states, different cities, different towns and villages have their unique set of circumstances. And as long as you implement the electricity device, as long as you put in place the community projects, and there the community projects will be very unique to each town and village and community. So it already starts with that, and then start implementing this with people working together 3 hours a week, as I've suggested before. Well, right now we live in a capitalistic world. Everything in our lives is controlled by money. And the reason why we haven't succeeded, the reason why there is not an Ubuntu community active anywhere in the world, is because of a lack of money. To set up a community project, you need money. You need warehouses, you need tools, you need components, you need the people to be there, you need the electricity to pay for, and so forth. So to set up community projects, you need money. But the Ubuntu brand, the moment we start setting up these community projects and they start to produce whatever it is they do, whether it's food or resources or technology or whatever, if we start putting that together and making it available to other communities with an Ubuntu logo on it, that'll start generating money for the community and bring money into the Ubuntu community. And now already we can start using that for ourselves to start generating funding for the Ubuntu movement, the Ubuntu party, to get us into the election process and so forth. We need money to get this off the ground. I've been saying this for a long time now. Do not kid yourself. You can't create this without money. We're going to have to use money to free ourselves from the money. As ironic and ridiculous as that may sound, this is the reality we face. And for anyone that thinks that's selling out, has not been realistic about this. We have to use the system to beat the system. So we're using the money to create the systems that will free us from the money, and we're using the political platform to break down the political platform. The same thing there. We started with a foundational philosophy of the Ubuntu contributionism philosophy on the ground from the community projects up, and we implement it from a political front, top down, bottom up approach. This is how we're going to do this. We've started the process. It's not something we're still talking about. We've already started this. It's 11 years old in its philosophy. It is already 5 years old as a political movement, and it's already 2 years old as a party that's participated in elections in South Africa and in the United Kingdom. We can't go from zero to hero overnight. It's gonna be a journey. It is already a journey. There are many of us, myself and many people, that have generously been contributing and their skills and money to this process. But this journey continues. We've got to start the journey of 1,000 miles, and we've walked the first few steps already. So we got to use money to free ourselves from the money. We're not going to get there from zero to hero overnight. But by saying that doesn't mean it has to take a long time. This process can happen so quickly. It can take us by surprise, so unexpectedly. This is what I'd like everyone to remember. The South African elections in 2016 could be the dividing moment, the deciding moment for us as humanity to rapidly move forward into this new unity consciousness and pierce the veil of control of the global elite by simply winning one little town, one little municipality in South Africa where we can implement this, that can then pretty much domino effect around the world. Most mindful about transitioning from money to a moneyless society is people that will try and infiltrate, try and undermine and break this down, prevent it from happening. There are infiltrators everywhere. And using the money that we should be using for generating the future platforms of abundance, where we don't need the money anymore, there'll be those that will try and hijack that and use it against us. So those that are working towards this goal, these goals for humanity. So be mindful of that. Those that are trying to trip us up, infiltrate us, and infiltrate the movement, and use money against us, because that's what people do. They always use the money against us. It's always about the money. They start pointing fingers at the messenger and say it's always about the money. Be mindful of that. Be careful of the detractors and the infiltrators. Well, the transition we're going now is the South African election is in 2016 is really the platform that I'm using for people to understand how quickly we can go into this transitional phase. Once we win a majority election, we then just simply implement the manifesto that we sold to the people, or that we made the people excited about, upon which they voted us into power. We then implement that manifesto, putting in free electricity and so forth. For us to participate in the elections, we need money. We're not going to be able to do this without money. When I come and travel through Australia, I have to pay to get here. I have to pay for transport and accommodation and so forth. I can't do that for free. Yes, people have offered, and sometimes we are looked after here and there, but that's not always the case. I still have to use money to go around the world and spread this message. So if I could do this for free, I would. Right now, we still have to use money to get this message across the world. And this is why we charge for these events at the door, so that we can pay our way to carry on spreading this message. The quicker we get into this new transitional phase, the quicker we start the community projects and actually start bringing in the collective money into our communities, we'll realize we actually don't need to use the money, because everything is available free to all of us. Our electricity is free. Everything we create is available for free to everyone. And you start distributing the money that you bring in to all the people. So you'll be earning more money than you're earning now doing a job by working for 3 hours a week in one of the community projects.